Check this out.
Welcome to Optic Tea with LonnieB, the online talk show which connects you with people all over the world.
Go ahead, be great.
Hear about their successes, failures, and the journey taken to bring them to where they are today. Now, let's listen to Optic Tea with the host, LonnieB.
Y'all, I'm just talking and you couldn't even hear me. It's called the mute button. I have to unmute. Hey, everyone. This is LonnieB. Welcome to Optic Tea with LonnieB. I am your host tonight. And tonight you are in for a treat. Yes, I did say a treat. I have an awesome young man tonight who is Dallas owns, one of my homeboys right here in the city where we live. MalcolmJ will be joining me tonight. But before we get started, you know the routine. Go ahead and tag a friend, text a friend, and tweet a friend and hit that share button. And while you're in the process, go ahead and go out there and go ahead and subscribe to that YouTube channel. Follow me on Instagram and like and follow me on Facebook. I sure would appreciate it. It's nothing like that hometown love. If you're out there and you're posting up, go ahead and tell me where you're from tonight. Give us a quick hello and a quick shout out. We sure would love to hear from you. Thank you so much and so very kindly. For those who are coming in, you're tuning in to Optic Tea with LonnieB. And tonight we have an awesome, awesome young man who is one of Dallas's own finest record artists. He is awesome and phenomenal. You will be in for a treat. So while you're out there tagging a friend, texting a friend, and tweet a friend, you know, we'll go ahead and do some good housekeeping rules. Today was actually National Rescue Dog Day. So if you still have time, depending upon the time zone you're in, go out there and rescue a dog. And when you're out there, let's go ahead and celebrate National Sneaker Day. Throw on those sneakers. Walk out there and smell some flowers because guess what? It's also National Flower Day. So you got 3 for 1 and you've accomplished some goals for today and you will make history along with what the national holidays are that I chose today. I am your girl, LonnieB. So tonight, today's quote is, life is like a camera. Focus on what is important. Capture the good times, develop from the negatives. And if things don't work out, just go ahead and pick that camera up. You still got more film in it and just take another shot. And while you're doing it, I bet you it'll take the next time if you do what? Smile, because you owe it to yourself and nobody does it better than you. So when we come back from a brief commercial, guess what? Joining me on the stage will be none other than Dallas' own R&B artist, MalcolmJ. Be back in a moment.
Once again, one day there was 2 detectives sitting in a car, talking. As they were talking, someone came up on them, snuck up on them, shot them both. That right there set off a firestorm that I am dealing with to this day. I'm so caught up in the middle of it right now. This kid did not deserve that. Matthews did something wrong, and I didn't do nothing about it, but I can do something now.
How do you figure that? I mean, the man is crazy.
Hey.
You need to just relax, all right? I'm just saying, relax. Relax. Listen.
This man killed his dad. Now he's trying to kill him. Why would you represent somebody like that? I don't understand.
It's about justice.
I know it don't make no sense, but I feel like he needs to face his fears, you know?
We, the jury, find the defendant, Tony Harris, guilty in the first degree for the murder of Jeremiah Matthews Sr., and also guilty in the first degree for the attempted murder of Jeremiah Matthews Jr.
What happened to the guy who had a purpose?
I am the
guy who stood for justice before anything else. Huh? Just tell me the story one more time, from beginning to end, and do not leave anything out.
So killing a man, that's just nothing to you, right?
It didn't happen like that. Been expecting Harris.
And we are back. Thank you for tuning in. For those who are tuning in, you are tuning in to Optic Tea with LonnieB, where tonight I will be getting up close and personal with MalcolmJ, Dallas owned R&B recording artist. So everyone, please go ahead and join me in welcoming our guest for tonight, Mr. MalcolmJ. Hello.
Y'all doing?
How's it going?
Y'all doing? It's going.
We're doing good. How are you?
I'm blessed. Just ready. I'm blessed. Repeat.
Awesome.
Repeat.
Awesome. So thank you for allowing us to actually have an opportunity to sit down and get up close and personal so we can find out about MalcolmJ and actually what MalcolmJ is doing at this time. So for the audience tonight, tell us, who is MalcolmJ?
Well, MalcolmJ is authentic, loyal, and ready to represent his city. Everybody can be successful, and blessed to be in the position. Is a leader. It's not going to stop at nothing.
Absolutely. So you said represent your city. What's your city?
Dallas, Texas 214.
Absolutely. Let me ask you, you're cutting in and out. Do you have some earphones by chance, or?
Let me see. I had. Let me see.
Well, while you're doing that, go ahead and tell us. So you're born and raised in Dallas?
Yes, born and raised in Dallas.
Parkland.
Yes.
The best hospital that there is, right?
Right. Oldest.
Absolutely. You know, they always say if you want to have the best doctors in the house, go ahead and go to Parkland, right?
Right.
That's right. So tell us, what was it like growing up in Dallas, and how did you establish a love for the music?
Dallas is a very you have the love here. And you have outdo somebody, but it's I wanted to make it out. While I wanted to represent it. I would love to be good. I would love how to be good. I would learn how to be all in one. Having that will to win. Dallas will teach. We're the ninth biggest city. In the state. We got a lot of money here. Sports owners, billionaires, and billionaires. And it's a political town too. Everybody feel like they have their own music. We just got to put it all together. That's what I'm at.
Absolutely. And so at what age did you get into music?
I say 5 years old.
5. So are you like most artists? You started out in gospel?
Well, yes, the church background. The church in the streets.
Okay.
Get to where like.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
To where like I would hear Kurt Frank being in the projects. So it will be. But I found that to become who I am today.
Right. Absolutely. We're actually going to take a break. When we come back, we're actually going to finish our dialogue because I want to hear more about MalcolmJ. So we'll be right back.
Well, hello, everybody under the sound of my voice. This is Vicki Winans. How's everybody doing? Yes, this is Vicki Winans, and I'm on here on behalf of Sansaray Woodford. Sansaray is celebrating her first year. First of all, let me just set this up. This announcement is so great because I believe in what she's doing. I believe in what she's trying to empower those women. Listen to this. She's celebrating her first year anniversary for the Woman's Confidence Tour that she created during the pandemic to empower, uplift, and educate women to be more confident in themselves. Honey, that's something that I had to get in a hurry. Because when I started singing, I was like, whoo, this is going fast. I got to know who I am and whose I am and step on it and be sure that your foundation is great. And this is what she's doing. She said that she wants to empower, uplift, and educate women to be more confident. Now, here's the part I love. She says it's a multi-generational virtual women's conference. Well, I have never heard. I've been there. You already know. I've been a lot of places. But this woman is having a multi-generational virtual. That means you could be at home, hopefully, and watch it or be with it. I'm sure she's going to be teaching a multi-generational virtual women's conference. And she wants everybody to tune in. So I'm sure she'll be getting back with us with some more information. But she's celebrating her first year. Go, girl. You made it through your first year. You had confidence enough to do that. God bless you. Oh, I think this is awesome. God bless you, and I love you, and be blessed in everything you do. God bless you. Mwah. Love you.
Awesome. So actually, we're going to run Stephen. We're going to actually run The Hills one more time because I got to get that in because their movie has just dropped. So we'll play that and then we'll come right back.
All right.
Once again, one day there was two detectives sitting in a car talking. As they were talking, someone came up on them, snuck up on them, shot them both. That right there set off a firestorm that I'm dealing with to this day. I'm so caught up in the middle of it right now. This kid did not have a job that Matthews did something wrong, and I didn't do nothing about it, but I can do something now.
How do you figure that? I mean, the man is crazy.
Hey.
You need to just relax, all right? I'm just saying, relax. Relax.
This man killed his dad. Now he's trying to kill him. Why? Would you represent somebody like that? I don't understand.
It's about justice.
I know it don't make no sense, but I feel like he needs to face his fears, you know?
We, the jury, find the defendant, Tony Harris, guilty in the first degree for the murder of Jeremiah Matthews Sr. and also guilty in the first degree for the attempted murder of Jeremiah Matthews Jr. What happened to the guy?
Can you hear me?
I am the guy who stood for justice.
Tell me the story one more time, from beginning to end. Do not leave anything out.
So killing a man, that's just nothing, right?
Awesome, and we're back. So this is Optic Tea with LonnieB. You have just seen two things. You have just seen Vicki Winans. She is actually promoting the Women's Confidence Tour. That is this Saturday. It's a virtual women's conference by the womensconfidencetour.com. If you are interested in it, please go ahead and check out their website. And if you have nothing to do, it's virtual. So you don't have to go anywhere. Just go ahead and sign up and participate in it. I promise you, the dynamic speeches that they have, you don't want to miss. Then you also saw the new release of The Hills by my friend, Stephen Sticks Josie. If you want to find out more about his movie, it's on Netflix, but you can also go ahead and check him out on Facebook. So please go ahead and take care of them. And now we are back with MalcolmJ. Yes. How's it going?
Going real well. Cannot complain and just ready to go to a higher plateau.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. We got that sound fixed. Yes, let's ready to rock and roll because I want to get into this. I didn't want them to miss nothing that you have to say because you are a new up and coming icon in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, and you have a voice that needs to be heard. And there's a lot that our young men and women can hear, glean, and learn from you. So let's talk about Tell us about Malcolm J. We know you're born in Parkland, know you're one of Dallas's own, know that you found a love for music. Talk a little bit more about your love for music and why it's so important to you.
Well, the reason why music is so important to me is because I feel like me picking up a pen or a pencil to write it down on a notepad can create something that will be forever lasting. And the sound of music can help or it can hurt. And I'm choosing help for a brand new generation that are in need of something brand new. And I feel like I am a teacher. I feel like I am somebody who's going to show my fans as the students my skill set for the rest of my career, because I want my music to last from right now to 2047.
Absolutely. Leaving a legacy, right?
And a legacy that will be unprecedented and never duplicated in the worst way. And that's why I really love music, because it can turn a nobody into everything.
Absolutely. Now you said your skills, because now I know, but the audience doesn't know. There's more to Malcolm J than just R&B. What other skill sets do you offer?
Well, I'm a hip hop rap artist. I'm a songwriter. I'm getting into production, like producing my own instrumentals, an engineer. I can control my sound to make it sound like how I want, need, and desire for it to sound, along with a entrepreneur. And I'm even into cartoons. Like I'm becoming a cartoonist as well. So
Really? So you're writing the cartoon clips?
yeah, like I'm in the process of starting my own animated series.
So we actually can see you in the Dallas Morning News.
Like
Okay. You still get the newspaper, right?
Yeah, right.
If you still get the newspaper. Awesome. So now there's one part that you left out, which is very near and dear to me. You are a dancer. I love dance.
Yes, indeed.
So you're a dancer, and you actually have a dance team here in the Dallas area, right?
Right. Yes, they're a young group that are really good friends with me, and they are dancing to one of my newest records called Roll It. It's on my YouTube channel, and they did a phenomenal job. And I definitely am going to let you know more about them, off camera, because these boys are 18, 19, 20, 21, and they're really from the city, and they got my cosign. So I'm gonna tell y'all, please look out for them. They're in my YouTube channel video. Y'all gonna love them. And they're from the city, and they meet.
Now, what's their name, though? Can you say that?
Yes, I can. I'm trying to think about it. I think they call themselves like the Break Boys, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm gonna find out the name on the Instagram, because I like to say.
Okay, and then just be sure to come back and let us know, because we'd love to, support our own, especially when people are doing things positive, such as yourself and the Break Boys. So yes. So you said one of your songs. How many songs have you put out?
I put out just one record, and it's called Roll It, while I'm in the process of putting out a ton, and another record called Down that we shot a music video for. So that's 2 records in total. And they're getting a lot of traction, like people from the East Coast, the West Coast, the Midwest, and other states down south, let alone people in like foreign countries are starting to love my records. And for me to just release these records as my first 2 like ever professionally, it's a blessing. So I got a new record that y'all will see tonight called Fast Lane. That's the 3rd record, and we shooting a music video for that in June.
Okay, and that's the one you're going to be performing tonight, right?
Going to be the record performing tonight.
Okay, now you said you had said that was your 3rd, but now you've been doing music long. Have you already started your own record label?
Yes, the record label is called Focus Music, and I'm the only artist on there right now, because I want to introduce myself to get out there first, and then once I take off, I got a whole lot of artists that I'm definitely working with that will be signed to the label, and my mother's my manager, so I'm the owner, and she's the president/CEO. So we all coincide working together as one family union to just take Focus Music from Dallas to the universe.
That's awesome. Now, what is it like working with your mother?
It is very, very interesting.
Well, and the only reason I ask because my daughter works with me and my son works with me, so I just want to hear from a child's perspective. Maybe you can tell me what they think. How is it now?
It is like the actual Malik Wright and Latasha Mack from CW's The Game. Like my mother is straightforward. She is passionate, along with loving and mean business when it's time to mean business. And myself, watching her from birth, she has always been supportive of anything that I chose to do. And right now, it's like we are coming together as not only mother and son, but manager and client, artist, to make our dream come true together. We're not arguing. And if we tend to disagree, but if we do disagree, we speak it out professionally and maturely to make sure that we are on one accord. That Focus Music goes straight to #1 and not 0.
Absolutely. And that's good to have your #1 fan being your parent, right?
Right, definitely. So it's a blessing.
Absolutely. So when it comes to contracts and business, who's the softer one? Is it you or is it her?
It's definitely me.
That's why she's the manager, right?
but she teaches me to always read on that dotted line before that lawyer does. Because if I read it, the lawyer will listen, let alone see what I view closely, to where he or she will understand it, and we will end up with the right contract situation.
Absolutely. And that's important because, through music history, that was the biggest downfall of a lot of African American artists, was that they didn't read the contracts and they lost their royalties, they lost their tracks. I know a little bit about the music industry, but I do know that was one of the biggest downfalls of our music that we produced as African Americans, that we lost because we did not read the contracts in its entirety, because we were just waiting. We were ready to receive the manifestation of the material things that we've also always have wanted, but we didn't know how to handle our business. And so it sounds like that's something that you and your mother are doing, and you're preparing, building a solid foundation when you get ready to bring in the younger artists that you can actually, that will actually come under your label. So that's a good learning tool as well, right?
Right. It's a true blessing that I'm learning it as a brand new artist.
Have you had any mistakes or failures along the way with contracts? Have you experienced that at all?
No, not in that way. In regards to mistake with a contract, I feel like I'm fortunate because I read all about the contracts within the music industry, like to where I know that this contract is going to be good or this contract is going to be full of garbage.
There's nobody putting garbage out there, right?
Right. And if I see something to where the record company would feel like we will take everything and you will have little to nothing, I'm not. I'd rather continue to build my brand alone. Focus Music being a collective, and we can make all the profit ourselves. And the right record company will come along and give me the contract that I rightfully deserve.
Absolutely. So as you're building your brand and you're waiting for the right record label to come along, for the young artist who's listening, or a parent or a family member who has one who's wanting to get into the industry, why would they come to Focus Records?
Well, Focus Music. So
Focus Music. Sorry, it is music. Sorry. Yes, so, Focus Music.
Well, you come to Focus Music, you're going to be treated like a family member, not as a recording artist. Both male and both female. You're going to be having the best recording contract. You're going to have the right producers. You're going to have artists to treat you like a family member, to where if you were to mess up, they will lift you back up to take you to that #1 spot. Along with, you're going to have fairness. You're going to have nothing but pure loyalty, along with respecting each other, because it's not going to be any disrespecting. You're not going to be smoking. You're not going to be drinking. You're not going to be arguing, having dog fights in the recording studio. You're not going to be messing around with some unnecessary homo sapiens that I'm not aware of, or my manager is not aware of, or my older brother, shout out to B Hemp, is not aware of. We all are here to take care of our business, to go right back home and enjoy ourselves, and wake up and to take care of the business, and waking up in the studio because we're working hard. Focus Music is going to be the best record label that can be out there within the last, I say, 25 years, ever since a Ruthless or Death Row, let alone a Bad Boy, No Limit. We want to get that stature. Rockefeller in the early 2000s. We want Focus Music to a higher plateau to where, let alone I learned this from Berry Gordy, Motown. And
yes.
The icon of icons who started this and never stop, because Focus Music would not only sign the best artists, but we would have the best contracts to where we will have the most success.
So what was it about Berry Gordy that drew your attention to him out of all the others that were out there? What drew you, what attracted you to his style of handling business?
Berry Gordy was one of the first African-American, if not the first African-American, to start his own record label, Motown, in the heart of Detroit, Michigan. Shout out to the 313. And he put on artists from the streets, like literally going to these local events to find a Marvin Gaye, or find the Temptations, find the Supremes, or have a Smokey Robinson, and have no problem building them from absolutely nothing when most of these white record companies didn't care to sign them. He learned from what they did and did him better. Did it better than better. And how Berry Gordy was, he transcended on into, film directing as well, later on down the line within the 70s into the 80s. And that told me you can be your own entrepreneur, not just in the music industry, but in film, in television, clothing. And Berry Gordy is the ultimate predecessor for that. So shout out to the iconic Berry Gordy, who I want to be.
Absolutely. Now, here's your predecessor on the business side. On the music side, who is your icon that you like? What musical artist? I know there's many, but what's one?
One, man, James Brown. James Brown, like James Brown,
Why? So I'm sorry, I have to laugh, y'all, because I just saw this YouTube on James Brown. He was doing an interview, and James Brown was being James Brown. So why James Brown? Why James Brown?
Because James Brown was the first Black superstar that took things to new heights. Plus, he had his own way of doing business that when they didn't even want him to have it, because he was the first. Basically.
Really?
Yes, because when you hear his music, like get on up, he's chanting, shake your money maker. He's actually giving a crowd a chant like as if he was a rapper, like how Lil Jon does it. And not only that, this man's style was debonair to the core, while he had a feel like he was from the streets, and he opened doors for a Puff Daddy, a Jay-Z, to be Black and to own your business, to where he had several radio stations, to where he played his own records. He had his own restaurants, and he was proud to be Black. Say it loud. I'm Black and I'm proud.
I'm Black and I'm proud. Say it loud.
Right. So and I really wish that I would have had the honor and the privilege to meet him, but it wasn't meant to be. And it's sad that he passed on Christmas of 2006. And like I said, rest in peace to Chadwick Boseman, because he should have won an Academy Award. He played the heck out of James Brown and get on up.
He did. Yes, he did. I'll agree with you on that one. Yes.
It's really sad because both James Brown and Chadwick Boseman, James Brown is somebody who's my ultimate favorite, because that man opened doors for Michael Jackson, and he paid homage to Little Richard. Little Richard is who helped him out. And that was at a time where Black artists helped each other out. And that taught me, whoever helps you out, you don't know who it is, but when they do help you out, always show them love and respect, genuinely, which is the heart. It cannot be taken away. So rest in peace to the Godfather. So James Brown.
Right. Say it loud. Yes. And what he said, I'm James Brown. I look good.
That's right. He was confident. He made Black artists feel accepted. He was. I call him the Muhammad Ali of music. proud to be black, and was the biggest star. They couldn't even contain him. He stopped himself from being James Brown.
Wow.
Because his parents weren't even there. His mother left him. His father just gave him up to his mother's aunt. So and he still made it.
It's so amazing because you're educating me, because I didn't know. Because once again, unless it's something that's hot on the trend or something that you really dive into, you really don't know. A little bit of the tidbits, but I mean, even the things that you're sharing is like new to me. And, and that's something that I was sharing with my daughter, my assistant, the other day. I said, it's really heartbreaking that we as African Americans, we are letting our history fall by the wayside.
Yes.
We're letting it go by the wayside because we are letting someone else write our history, and we're not writing our own history. It's like, who's the history maker in your neighborhood? We have politicians, we have musicians, we have educators, we have, pioneers, trendsetters that need to be in history books, but we are allowing someone that does not look like us to write our history, to write the narrative from their eyes. Yep. And then all we're standing in the background and saying is that that's not true. That's not right. Well, when are we going to step forth and we're going to write our history? And I'm not saying that all of us are not doing it. What I am saying is that there's more than not than there is. And we're losing sense of our history because we are so dispersed, and it depends upon what area you're in or what category or what cultural environment you come in, your history may not be important. But at the end of the day, our history is our history, and it's actually becoming lost and forgotten. So to hear you talk about that, it makes me have to step my game up. My daughter is I call her a musical encyclopedia. She loves it. She can tell me history. I have one that can tell you history about all of the history of the gangsters, mafia. But what about our history? So, you're making history in Dallas by starting your dance group. Who's going to write that? That's your legacy. When you have kids, that's your legacy. Who's writing that? Who's keeping that history? So I thank you for educating me about the Godfather of Soul, because I did not know that. So I really appreciate it. So
you're so welcome.
Thank you. So now we know that you love James Brown, and we know that you love the business sense of Berry Gordy.
Definitely.
Talk to us a little bit about, where do you see yourself in 5 years and with your company, Focus Music?
I see myself working on my 5th or 6th album.
Okay.
I see Focus Music being the biggest record label in the music industry. I see us being a tree and branching off. Going into films, television, acting, along with community businesses like our own furniture store.
Okay.
Yes, I see myself helping people off camera, doing it from the soul. I see Focus Music helping artists that you haven't even heard from in 20 years, let alone new artists that you won't even hear. Like, for prime example, I'm a huge fan of the battle rap culture, like, the URL, King of the Dots, the RBs, and I see some of them as talent that I would sign. So I see one of them becoming not only from a former battle rapper, but that battle rapper turning into the biggest hip-hop rap artist in the world on Focus Music.
Okay. Well, I'm going to be waiting for it. I'm going to be looking for it. The good Lord keeps me on this side of the earth with oxygen in me. I am. And it's interesting that you said expanding out in your vision, going into stores. It's interesting. My college suite mate is actually tuning in tonight. She's Tessa's Baskets and Bows. And one of the things that she actually makes baskets, but she personalizes them. And it's from her heart. She personalizes them from a way that it's to help our community. And one of the things she did is that we were talking one day and I was like, what about making a basket that's completely nothing of African-American products?
Ooh, I like that.
And she has it. It's nothing but African-American products. And when you see it, And then to hear her talk about it the way you're talking about James Brown, the way you're talking about, Berry Gordy, when you see her basking, you hear the history that she's done her research, because she has to be able to speak life into that basket. But to see that it's a basket that's nothing but all African-American products. And I'm not talking about Mrs. Buttersworth. I'm talking about really African-American businesses that actually are within our area or close by. But it's awesome to see the baskets that she put together. And it is from the heart. It is from the soul, just like you just said. So, for the young person, because after you do this, we're going to go to break. Then we're going to talk about your music when we come back. So I wanted to get all the business, because I really think it's important that young people hear about the music on the business side, because that's something that we do not talk about. And then they get in there and they sign these contracts. It's not just even with music, it's across the board, whether it's sports, whether it's entertainment, where it's acting, where it's musician, whatever it is, we're becoming knowledgeable of what to look for, but we're not knowledgeable. So for that young person who wants to go pro, wants to go break into the music industry, acting, what is one thing that you would tell them that you have learned and that you can encourage them to do in regards to their business side of their craft?
I would say have people that you can trust immediately, and do the research on your own. Even if you have a business partner, learn it right away, to where if both of y'all are in business together, y'all can learn it amongst each other to teach each other, along with know who is on your side and who may not be on your side. That way you can get the snakes out of your grass, to where that lawn is mowed beautifully. And you will have money the same color as a Smurf walking on the grass. You get that, blue, green.
Yes.
And, have ownership from the start. Start trademarking what you have right away, and have the finances to do it. Don't spend money on cars, clothes, or going out to some club every Friday, Saturday night, alone Sunday afternoon. and just take that same dividends to spread it out amongst each other. That way y'all can turn, let's say, $100 into $100 trillion. So.
Absolutely. And you know what, I said we're going to go to break, but you just tapped on something that I really would like for you to just chime in on. You said, don't spend your money on cars. What was that sacrifice like? And how did you get that mentality? Because, as fast as we get money, as fast as we'll spend it. So how did you get that mentality that you knew you had to save for your dream, because it wasn't going to be handed to you?
Well, my uncle told me one time, he said, would you rather spend money on Jordans, or would you rather spend money cashing in? I said, I'd rather spend money cashing in. And he played me a record by Too Short featuring E40. It's called Got It All, featuring Casey or Jodeci. And E40 said, don't spend $1,000 car before you buy a house. E40 was the first rapper I heard actually speak about investments and that whim. And being that I have traveled to the Bay Area, they really pride themselves on being independent. And so definitely shout out to E40 Water, Bay Area all day. That really symbolized that if he can say this, being bold as he is as a rapper, and I never heard no rapper have the audacity to say that, then I'm really going to do it, because this is E40. He said it and he has it.
Right.
So it's not like he's rapping about this and he's broke. He's rapping about this living in a 4-story home mansion. And so I'm really going to follow that blueprint. So my uncle told me that first. Shout out to my Uncle Michael for telling me that when I was 9 years old. So,
wow. Okay.
Yeah, but E40 took it to a whole nother element by saying on a record.
Okay. So you've had a lot of people just within your family, as well as in the music world, that have actually been who you actually looked at as people with wisdom. So you've been afforded a lot of wisdom that's been laid in front of you, and that's good. So yes, so we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk about your music, and then we'll get ready for you to perform for us.
Okay, thank you.
everyone out there listening, stay right there. If you got to take a break and go fill up your coffee cup again, please come back because you're tuning in with Optic Tea with LonnieB. We'll be back momentarily.
That's it.
Experience the empowerment of Optic Tea with LonnieB. Join us every second and fourth Thursday as our guests share the success and failures of the journey that brought them to experience their truth.
It's been everything. It's been a little bit of hurt. It's been a little bit of pain. But for the most part, it has been good. And it's definitely according to God's plan.
LonnieB is insightful, thought-provoking, and just plain funny. Every second and fourth Thursday on Facebook Live, Twitch TV, and YouTube Live. It's Optic Tea with LonnieB.
And we are back. Yes, you're rocking the Tupac shirt. Yes, look, I don't know much about rap, but I do know about Pac. Yes. Oh, hey. Yes, those were my back in the day when I was young. No. Yes. So you're rocking his shirt. How does Tupac tie into your music today?
Tupac is the king of hip hop by far. He is the most influential rapper that I've heard ever. He would say something that was said prior, but he made you believe it because of that raw passion. He has so many records that I consider to be my favorite that I cannot say, oh, Brenda's Got a Baby is my only favorite, or California Love, How Do You Want It? That man has a catalog like no other rapper. He was the first rapper to release 2 albums in 1 year.
Wow. Okay.
Before death, and he was only 25. All Eyes on Me, and the Don Illuminati, the 7 Day Theory, in 1 year, to where DMX, who just passed, followed his blueprint. This man is always going to be loved and respected because he was not afraid to speak the truth. He did say that I will spark the brain that will change the world, and I feel like me representing him, this is it right here. So rest in peace, Tupac Amaru Shakur. Usain Parrish Crooks, that's the real name. So R.I.P. to the Machiavelli, the Dawn, always for life.
Yes. Y'all, I love Malcolm J. From the time I met him, I actually met him listening to one of his tracks on Instagram.
Yes.
But I love chiming in with him because his energy, his affirmations, his positivity, y'all, as to be a Black man in today's time and to have the positivity. There's never a time that I know that everything is going on and I know that it does impact you, but it does have an effect on you. But every time you and I have talked, whether it's through text or whether it's through getting ready for the show, you have always been a one who speaks life, not just about Malcolm J, but about your surroundings. And you look, talking about somebody who loves Dallas, y'all, let me tell you, this man loves 214. I thought Lincoln Tigers, my sister, back in the day, I thought that they had some love, but y'all, he has some love for Dallas, and I appreciate that. So talk to us about your tracks. So you say you have one, and you got one in the making.
Yes.
Talk to us about the first one. That's your first one is Roll It.
Yeah.
How did Roll It come about?
Well, my manager and I, my mother, we were listening to instrumentals from a producer by the name of Lil Grip. It was his production. I heard it to where I just came up with some lyrics right away while my mother was on the right side of me. I it to where I didn't even write it down. I just sung it, and I had a mic voice recorder recording everything that I was singing. She said, "Is this the record that you want to go with?" I said, "Yes, it is." So we bought that instrumental. An hour later, I set up studio time. Well, my manager set up studio time, and I sung it to him. He was blown away. And I was thinking about paying homage to a lot of R&B from the 90s. A lot of that was monumental. So when you hear Roll It, you're going to hear the reference to R. Kelly. Unfortunately with him. So R. Kelly, Genuine, and just the feel is just pure R&B. Plus, Texas altogether, we love to be slow, driving, cruising around.
Yes.
o'clock at night, just listening to the record. So that's why I wanted to come across, and that's one. Down is a record about how I can be in a relationship with a girl who I have just met, but I can take this girl who may work at Macy's or Super Target, aka also is Target, or maybe working at Radio Shack, but take her from these occupations to make her into my own Beyonce. That's why when I say I can hold you down, me and you run the town, I mean that. We can run Dallas, we can run Uganda. we get the chance to, and from the city, state to state, from the Dallas, Texas to the whole southern region, to the East Coast, West Coast, Midwest, let alone overseas. We can run it all, and that's down. Just letting you know, once you get in a relationship with me, it's going to be pure faithfulness. Fast lane is so personal to me because it's about what I'm living right now. It's like when I can turn $1 bill into $100 bills, and it was so different because when I heard the instrumental, I met this producer by the name of Mo Beats. She is a Black female producer from Allen, and shout out to her, by the way. I heard the instrumental. I was really thinking about Mo 3, North Dallas. May he rest in peace to Mo 3. And I just was singing that record. It came out, and I came up with the record to finish in like 10 minutes. I bought the instrumental the next day, recorded it in a studio right across the street from my house. The week later, a month later, I met her at a local DJing event the month prior. Then after that, recorded the record. It was history. So that's what y'all about to hear in a minute and a half. So, and then I got more records that are coming. But that's going to be on my upcoming debut album.
Absolutely. So now you opened up the door. You opened up the Pandora's box. So I got to ask, are you single? Because you said you got down. So is there anyone holding you down?
Well, no, I am single. And I'm ready to mingle. So.
Okay, James Brown. Ladies, you've heard him. He's single and he's ready to mingle. But now let me tell you something. He's an artist. And so therefore he's focused and his craft is a priority. So if you're going to be down with him, you got to understand what that life looks like. So, hey, but he says he's single and ready to mingle. So ladies, I don't know what to tell you. He got his little chain on. Look, he say, come on in, come on in. He has that Instagram and Facebook. MalcolmJ, y'all. MalcolmJ 3 on Instagram. So you're going to perform for us. We're going to go to commercial. Go ahead.
Malcolm_J111 on Instagram. So
that's right. I said 113, didn't I? I don't know. I said 13. I saw the 3 1s and I just said 13. So yes, so it's Malcolm_J111 on Instagram. So yes, so we're going to go to a break, and then when we come back, you'll actually perform for us, and then you'll give us final, we'll ask you for final thoughts and words, what you want to share to the people that we were not able to touch today, and then also tell us how we can get in contact with you, how we can purchase your records, and all that good stuff when we come back. So to everyone listening, don't go anywhere. Sit right there. You don't want to miss this performance of Malcolm J, Dallas Zone 214. We'll be right back.
Oh.
Once again, one day, there was 2 detectives sitting in a car, talking. As they were talking, someone came up on them, snuck up on them, shot them both. That right there set off a firestorm that I am dealing with to this day. I'm so caught up in the middle of it right now. This kid did not deserve that. Matthews did something wrong, and I didn't do nothing about it, but I can do something now.
How do you figure that? I mean, the man is crazy.
Hey.
You need to just relax, all right? I'm just saying, relax. Relax.
This man killed his dad. Now he's trying to kill him. Why would you represent somebody like that? I don't understand.
It's about justice.
I know it don't make no sense, but I feel like he needs to face his fears,
We, the jury, find the defendant, Tony Harris, guilty in the first degree for the murder of Jeremiah Matthews Sr., and also guilty in the first degree for the attempted murder of Jeremiah Matthews Jr.
What happened to the guy
I am
the guy who stood for justice before anything else, huh?
Just tell me the story one more time, from beginning to end, and do not leave anything out.
So killing a man, that's just nothing to you, right? It didn't happen like that. Been expecting this.
And we are back. So, performing for us now is none other than Dallas' own 214 Malcolm J of Focus Music.
Let's go. Ooh, yes. Listen, got me. Got me living in the fast lane, counting money slow. If a follow run up on me, hit him with the 44. I don't play no games when I'm in these streets. Think I'm from Miami, how I keep that heat. Dallas is my city, where we do it big. Like a hair beautician, boys will split your wig. Ever since Mac was young, I've been ballin'. While you single stalling, them girls are crawling. I came a long way, but you know me now. Bit of my name up from New York to Southern Cal. Hustle hard every day, like I'm Ace Hood. Black lumberjack, I wish your brother would. Say I ain't the realest when we know that's a lie. Survived the struggle to where I could have died. But I'm here right now, showing y'all I do my thing. Call me Bill Bellamy. Got me living in the fast lane, counting money slow. If a follow run up on me, hit him with the 44. I don't play no games when I'm in these streets. Think I'm from Miami, how I keep that heat. Dallas is my city, where we do it big. Like a hair beautician, boys will split your wig. Ever since Mac was young, I've been ballin'. While you single stalling, them girls are crawling. F-A-S-C lane, me and you ain't the same. I stack it up, rack it up, while you can't even change the game. That's a shame, cause you want to blame. Hey, don't be mad at me, cause them who's love what I claim. And that's being a man, standing behind his word. When you own these songs, lying and sell records, oh, that's so absurd. When the truth gon' sell itself, you ain't gotta do too much. When you think them girls sitting over there being quiet because they wanna blush. I give them what they want, need, desire. Let it burn more than Usher was born to be on fire. This is only the beginning. I'ma reign too supreme. Wu-Tang Clan, cash, everything rules around me. That spells cream. Fast lane, I ain't slowing down. Not doing this just for me, doing this for the whole D-town. Fast lane, I ain't slowing down. Not doing this just for me, doing this for the whole D-town, D-town, D-town. Oh.
Woo! Awesome. So now, if people want to see you perform, where can they catch you? What do you have coming up?
I have my first fashion show as the headlining special guest on Sunday, June 20th. I'm going to be at 1515 Ewan Avenue in Oak Cliff, Dallas. We are live streaming this event officially, so the whole Dallas come out because I'm going to show out.
Okay, we will. Now, before we conclude tonight, there's something that I have learned about you and your family. You're not the only talented one in your family.
No, not at all.
You want to tell us about the other talented people? Because one, everybody's going to know.
Well, the talented member that is in my family is my older brother, B. Hamp. Y'all remember? Do it, Ricky, Bobby, stop. pose for the frame.
Yes. And now, but your aunt is talented too. So you got your mother, your brother, and then your aunt, right? Because doesn't she do all your video work or production?
Yeah, she's very involved in production, helping me out with my social media. She is terrific with computers, laptops, the whole entire 9 to 10 yards. And I got cousins who rap. Y'all look out for them. Y'all look out for Lil Ja along with Geechee. He's very business orientated with paperwork. So y'all look out for Geechee, my older cousin, and Lil Ja, my younger cousin as well. They are both phenomenal.
Okay.
My brother Behan, because he opened the doors for myself alone, for all of us. So he is the king. So I'm the new generation that's going to take it to a higher plateau for not just my family, but someone else's family in Dallas, Texas, beyond, so that the whole Dallas can know that we got talent like no other.
Awesome. So now that is awesome. I'm waiting to see what's going to happen next and what's in store for Focus Music. And when you get there and you get to West Coast or the East Coast, or you make it big, just remember little old LonnieB. So you'll come back and we can have this same dialogue, but now to be with all your other artists that signed under your label. What is one thing that you would like to leave us with tonight?
Well, I want y'all to know to follow all of my social media platforms, from my Facebook fan page, which is the initial MJ Focus, FOKIZ with a capital F. Follow my Twitter, which is twitter.com/MalcolmJ_214, and follow my Instagram, which is Instagram.com/Malcolm_J111, 3 ones, along with my SoundCloud, which is soundcloud.com/MalcolmJ_21. Follow all of my social media platforms. Y'all write me, I will write y'all back. Along with my YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/MalcolmJ. I will respond back. And if I do not respond back in time, that means that I'm creating history, which is being busy to create history that will create more history. So just I'm not around R&B and focus music. We coming to be the best that we can be. Remember this name, Malcolm J. Oh,
absolutely. And Malcolm J, I really thank you for taking out the time of your busy schedule to sit down with me, Optic Tea with LonnieB, and allowing us to get up close and personal. We do wish you much success on all your endeavors, and I will definitely keep following you. And if there's any time you want to come back, please don't hesitate. Our doors are always open for you, and we'll love to have you back again. So once again, thank you so much. Much love to you, much love to your family, and we'll be looking for you in the near future. And I know, everyone, if you don't have anything to do on the 20th and you're in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, you can definitely go check out Malcolm J. For everyone who's tuning in, thank you so much for always tuning in. You have tuned in. Oh, go ahead.
I would never forget about LonnieB. I would never forget about your personal assistant, what's her name?
Joy.
LaJoy. I will never forget about LonnieB and your personal assistant, LaJoy. I love both of you, queens, black queens. I will never forget. So you got a friend of me. You have a friend of me for life.
Absolutely. You're selling shirts because I need to order one. Where's your shirt?
Yeah, this is the shirt right here.
Yes.
J roll it for the men, and we have Malcolm J roll it for the women.
With the V-neck, yes. Thank you. Okay, so yes, so definitely awesome.
Yes.
No men wear pink, right?
No, it's for the women, and I'm selling these shirts for $15. They were selling so good that we had to up the price from $5 to $15 because they were in high demand. Understand? So
Absolutely. So definitely will be, my sister will be getting that order from you, and I'll definitely be sporting it. You know, on Fridays on my morning show, I actually represent a business or an organization or a group. So definitely when I get your shirt, you might catch it on Morning Tea with LonnieB every Monday through Friday, but you'll catch it on Fridays, and you never know who I'll be sporting. So to everyone, thank you for tuning in to Optic Tea with LonnieB. Until we meet again, you can always catch me in the morning at the Morning Tea with Optic Tea, Morning Tea with LonnieB, where we'll talk about and we'll share our morning devotional about what said the Lord. So until then, everyone, take care, be safe, love on someone, hug them, smile them, kiss them, and always look in the mirror and smile. You owe it to yourself. No one does it better than you. Have a good day, everyone.
Thanks for watching another episode of Optic Tea with LonnieB. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Stay connected on and off the show by following Optic Tea with LonnieB on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube.